You're watching the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole
Hello.
and Evie.
Good
This
day.
is Space Race and
Just got off a
Sam's
motorcycle.
hot motorcycle getup. I love this outfit. She looks
Absolutely.
great.
Well, I think there was sort of a focus on exploring
Ex-
Carter's more like adventurous side
and expediency.
and appealing to her sort of more like playful nature.
Yep.
And in interviews, I think Amanda actually mentioned consulting with director Andy Makita about how far to take Sam's enthusiasm. Like, this wasn't about creating a new personality trait. It was about showcasing an established aspect of Carter that rarely got spotlit, in more serious episodes. And I think Damien Kindler, the writer of this episode, also specifically wanted to show Carter's personality beyond her scientific brilliance.
Yep.
This actually also marks the 140th episode of SG1, which surpasses the total episode count of MacGyver episodes, which was 139.
Wow.
And for RDA specifically, I think Birthright actually marked his personal 140th appearance since he wasn't featured in Night Walkers or Disclosure.
Interesting. Fair point.
Yeah.
Dan Ben
And
says this
also,
episode is exactly the same as Star Trek Voyager. We will have words, Dan Ben. We will have words.
yes, I was going to mention that at some point as well. So Warwick's return. So the character previously known as Warwick Trevor in Forsaken returns with the modified surname Finn, with a different physical appearance, obviously, because Alex Zahara took over the role from the unavailable Dion Johnstone.
Mm-hmm.
And Damien Kindler cleverly addressed this casting change in universe, explaining that Warwick would naturally look different after returning to his home planet and regaining his strength.
Being
So
well
Alex
fed, yeah.
approached, yeah, Alex approached the role by studying Dion's performance while bringing his own interpretation to the character.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, he was there for a really long time on that planet.
He was there for
So,
years.
I want
yeah.
it noted. I'm not going to be able to say much this episode because I've only ever seen it once, so I actually remember nothing.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's almost like you're enjoying it for the first time.
Sure, yeah, let's
Well,
call it that.
there's
I'll use the term enjoying loosely then.
there's a race,
In
and
space.
there's in space, and there is some junk swinging at the beginning because of all the pilots, are really trying to one up each other. So
I
Yes,
think the
yep,
thing that I
yep.
find weird about this episode, and I found it hard for me to stomach, is it just didn't feel like Stargate to me. It's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna,
They did that deliberately,
fate of the
though.
I know, but fate of the universe is hanging in the balance, yada yada yada. Anubis is out there doing bad stuff, and we're doing a race.
you have to have lighter
There was
episodes.
so
I
many
know.
serious episodes in like the past season or so, with Daniel dying and
Look,
Daniel
I know.
ascending,
even in the
and
middle
it
of Deep
just
Space Nine, you have the Dominion War. You have to have an episode like You Are Cordially Invited. You have to. I get that.
yeah,
So
It
yeah.
might also be
indulgences are what make life worth living.
this is continuing from an episode that I didn't like in the first place.
That's
So I
true.
think it just doesn't
That's
help
fair.
me.
Okay. Well, hopefully some of the little facts I'll sprinkle in throughout this
If I
episode
like this,
will
if this is
help
more than a
convince you.
two, you guys have succeeded in making me like this more than I thought
Oh,
I
I'm excited. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Um, Joe Malozzi, he described this episode as a significant departure from typical episodes with huge visual effects that required an unusually long post-production period. So I
Mm.
believe that the effects weren't delivered until mid-July 2003, which was over 2 months after filming wrapped. And this makes it sort of one of the season's most technically ambitious episodes. I believe also that the episode ran 6 minutes short, which led to the creation of the alien media and race commentary
That's
segments.
what caused that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after these additions, the episode then ran over time, so they had to cut some scenes, including some featuring Daniel and Jack at a reception banquet.
Oh
I've
wow.
seen the bloopers for that, I think.
Really? Okay.
Quite funny.
So this lab scene, I think, brilliantly captures Carter's enthusiasm for the race, and Amanda really embraced the opportunity to display Sam's rarely seen playful side. And I think while this episode doesn't really explore any deep character secrets, Amanda noted in interviews that it allowed her to showcase Carter's thrill-seeking nature and evolving her sense of humor. So Daniel's reaction, I think, acknowledges what viewers are seeing, that for Carter, this mission transcends technological acquisition and speaks to her love of adventure. And I think this lighter portrayal really aligns with Amanda's stated desire to explore different facets of Carter's personality throughout this season.
I'll give it that.
That makes a lot of sense. That was very thoughtful.
Fun.
I think it's cute. What's a girl to do?
There's a reason they reestablish her as a motorcyclist at the beginning of the episode.
Yes.
She's got that edge to her, and she's going to let it out to play.
Yeah.
All right.
Cringing.
Now, so the Hebridean news broadcast sort of is supposed to mimic Earth formats like CNN with familiar scrolling text that feels both recognizable and alien.
To the different camera angle. Oh my goodness.
Writer Damien Kindler first proposed this satirical media coverage drawing inspiration from films like RoboCop. And apparently Robert Cooper initially rejected the idea.
What are these photos? Where did they get them?
I know. These segments found their way back in. And finding the right tone wasn't easy. Apparently, Damien and Robert C. reportedly went through 5 different drafts before landing on the final approach that successfully balances humor with effective world building. And also, that was an image of Jonas Quinn, which was a really odd picture.
From the beginning of season 7 as well.
That's right. Whatever, man. You gotta buy it. So there goes the Cerberus.
Like 5 pictures of them all, like, you know, in action, doing their thing. It's like, okay, where'd you get those pictures from, guys?
Recognize that cylinder from There Before the Grace of God.
Yes. That was a real set of stairs, but obviously a CGI of the Cerberus.
For sure.
And the Cerberus spacecraft actually underwent some significant enhancements from its appearance in Forsaken. And when we see it, the ship in this episode, we're looking at a computer model based on James Robbins' original designs, but extensively modified by Rainmaker's Wes Sargent to add more detail.
Patrick Curry loved this role.
It was his favorite.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, his favorite in the entire franchise.
He's so
he really
sassy.
Enjoyed this. He is. And apparently, I think one of I'm just trying to think who it was. Someone took him to one side during filming and asked him if he was sure that he wanted to portray Eamon in this way. And, you know, like being quite, I think the word that Patrick used in an interview was prissy. And he said, yeah, absolutely, I'm happy with this.
Yeah, because he designs garbage disposal units. So
he does.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Also,
Jack really touched her shoulder. Hello.
I know, there's a bit of touching in this episode, which I appreciate. There's these colorful cylindrical structures that you see with rings in the hangar. They're actually genuine high voltage testing equipment for transformers that actually exist in Power Tech Labs, where I think this might have been filmed.
This is hilarious.
Indeed.
Jack's like, I'm not following.
Just roll with it.
I love the Jack. Like, I can smell the crap.
And what is with that comment? I know the feeling. Like, not wanting to disappoint Sam. Anyway, so apparently the Sarakan makeup on Patrick and Alex, it required some incredible dedication. Like Patrick said that they would arrive at 4 a.m. and have about 3 hours of application, followed by contact lenses and things like that. So despite being somewhat claustrophobic, Patrick credits makeup artist Todd Masters' team for making the experience a lot more manageable. And the prosthetics actually helped shape his performance as he discovered how to express himself through these limitations. And Patrick found Eamon's makeup more manageable than Shaka, obviously, which he described as being encased in cement with very little mobility.
Did he say that on my show?
I think he did,
Oh my God. There we go. Garbage disposal units. I, just loved the camera, the camera, like rotating earlier in the shot when they were establishing the engine room again around the plastic strips
Yes.
right here. Now it's going to come back a little bit the other way, but yeah, it's. I love the camera work in this one. TechCon.
I'm enjoying the comedy, I guess.
Oh, come on.
So this is Terrence Kelly. So we'll see him again as Oren in the Atlantis episode Letters from Pegasus.
Yes.
Oh.
I was going to say as well, the Cerberus set. So it is actually kind of quite interesting because it demonstrates impressive practical effects ingenuity.
Mhm.
So production designer Bridget McGuire had to completely reconstruct the ship from its original appearance,
Yep.
where it was built on like a 30-degree angle to depict the crash. So for this episode, the set was mounted on a remote-controlled gimbal system that created such powerful motion that safety harnesses and functional seatbelts actually became necessary for everyone on set.
Wow.
And to enhance the sense of movement, Bridget's team strategically placed electrical cables, straps, and cargo throughout the ship that would visibly sway during the filming. And the versatile single compartment you will see initially served as the rear hold and the engine room, but there was like a removable wall, allowing it to be redressed as the cockpit for later scenes. And the clever design features that made filming possible, like removable panels for camera access, though the space was very tight, and apparently the directors often had to give instructions via walkie-talkie. And the set was so well constructed that the producers wanted to use it for the drill for the later episode Fallout, but Bridget successfully convinced them to build something new instead.
Something completely different. That's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, you really would want to make use of some of this amazing stuff again and again if you could.
Of course.
But when you got the
Absolutely.
production designer coming in and saying, you know what, I think we can squeeze that out of the budget to do something completely different, you as an artist would want to be like, come on, guys, give us the chance to do something else.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So, yeah.
mhm.
I remember this was the first season that I really started digging into the Stargate Omnipedia on Gate World, so I was writing encyclopedia entries for every episode. And this one I was feverishly writing because there were so many proper nouns throughout this whole thing. It was just madness. TechCon group, every single, like the long-range scanning control unit. I remember that. I remember screenshotting this little gizmo here. And it was just one thing after the other. I think this episode really
it's
had like
jam-packed.
50 entries for me. And that was unusual for an episode. Here we go. Look at those handlebar mustaches.
Oh yeah, he's a great character. So Damien Kindler mentions the production team debated how far to push this episode's comic book style, with the temptation
Yeah.
to, quote, turn it up to 11.
Yeah.
So I think you can see this in Jarlath's character here. So he's deliberately written as this over-the-top villain with these exaggerated juvenile exchanges
Oh,
with
of
Warwick.
course.
And I think it's kind of like a control unit measuring contest between the two characters.
Yeah.
The comparisons between this and Voyager's Drive are absolute. I think there's a part of it, because this was 3 years later, and I think there's a little bit of, Voyager kind of took SG1's idea of Beneath the Surface and treated it with Workforce Parts 1 and 2.
Okay.
I don't know how much of this was deliberate. That looks like a swing set, where it was.
It does.
Let's go ahead and do the same, and let's see if Paramount, does anything. I don't think that was the case. I can't confirm that was the case at all, but I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and here we go. He's
wearing his suit.
yeah,
He only
here's-
has the one costume.
Here's Sebulba damaging Anakin's pod racer scene. So-
David, you ruined my joke. I was
Oh.
gonna scream, "This is pod racing" when this whole thing
Well,
started.
apparently, Damien Kindler actually specifically drew inspiration from the Bunta Eve classic pod race in The Phantom Menace when developing the story. And production designer James Robbins created unique designs for each of the competing spacecraft, and Damien wanted the vehicles to appear related, but not
Of course.
but like individually customized, similar to like NASCAR vehicles.
Right. Well, they're still They're from the same culture, so they're going to have the same kind of traits. So, here we
Also,
go.
the planet Hebridan that we see in those establishing shots is actually Earth turned upside down, with the Indian subcontinent and Persian Gulf regions still recognizable if you look closely.
That's great. I didn't realize. Good one.
And the digital matte painting comes entirely from the in-house work by playback supervisor Krista McLean, rather than being outsourced to specialized effects vendors.
Man, the number of commercials in this thing are just absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, I know.
Screams.
I think it's fun.
America to me. I love it.
Of course, absolutely. It's a race. You know, you're going to have sponsors.
100%.
Look at Formula One.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. We also missed, well, he'll be back, but Peter Calamus as the former champion Coyle Boren. So the broadcast style was deliberately modeled after Hockey Night in Canada with Don Cherry and Ron McLean. So Calamus actually had a great behind the scenes story. He was incredibly grateful for the alien prosthetics in this role because he'd broken his nose in a friend's softball game literally the day before filming. And he showed up on set with like a full, he showed up on set like with a full metal brace on his nose after hospital treatment. And he said that producer N. John Smith visited him in the makeup chair, and upon learning that these aliens hadn't been seen before, he simply declared, well, now they have big noses. And that the makeup team then constructed the entire prosthetic head over the metal nose brace. So it kind of worked to his advantage.
We didn't really see how hybrids looked in this. And Hebridan, hello. So
that's true.
Yeah, great shot. So that's Earth upside down.
Apparently, yeah.
That's great.
So the racing sequences apparently took tremendous planning to create. So Andy Makita used multiple techniques to simulate spacecraft movement, employing camera image shakers, while the cinematographer Jim Menard and lighting technicians physically manipulated lights on ropes to create dynamic lighting effects. And Damien wanted like authentic motion in these scenes. So the space race layout itself apparently was influenced by the famous Laguna Seca Raceway in California, and every movement meticulously storyboarded in advance to ensure seamless integration between the practical live action photography and the computer generated visual effects.
I love how there are no like ambulance vehicles standing by along this track to help out. I love how it's the racers who have to stop what they're doing, which is racing, to render aid.
Absolutely. Every racer for themselves.
I just want to say that you guys can't see me right now, but I'm leaned back in my chair. I've moved my microphone. My legs are now up and I'm eating a snack because I haven't seen a Stargate episode so like little that I remember so little from it that it's like watching it for the first time.
Oh,
I took bathroom breaks for the last one, so there you go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Ooh, dangerous.
Okay, so actually, maybe I'll leave this next comment just a few seconds.
I forgot just how many cutaways there were to these guys.
There's a lot. There must have been a lot of space they needed to fill.
Sure thing. And you know, it's a beautiful set, but it's really straightforward. You only have to do like, you know, 60 degrees of photography here. You got some font design and graphics. But I think it works. So I'm just not crazy about the episode.
No, Gekka asked what I'm eating. I'm currently eating a cream egg and Maltesers.
That's more interesting, apparently. For
your creme egg.
Creme egg?
Creme egg.
Yeah. All right. Hey, space race. Funeral service. Yeah, you can totally tell. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love it.
This is so ridiculous.
It's like Amazon, man.
Yeah.
This dramatic scene in the sun's coronosphere is the work of James Tishner's visual effects team at Image Engine Studio
Yep.
to create the convincing sense of speed and spatial awareness during the race. They strategically populated the course with visual reference points like satellites, planets, asteroids, and marker buoys. So without these elements, it would have been nearly impossible for viewers to gauge just how fast the ships were moving through the vastness of space. I think that was a really good move.
Little
Yeah, I
things
mean-
like that really add to scale.
Yeah.
It makes a huge
It does.
difference.
The only thing I can really compare it to is like I was playing Starfield and I was going really fast across space trying to get to like another planet. And I was like, am I even moving? And I was moving
Yeah.
like so fast, like speed of sound. And it
Yeah.
wasn't like, but I couldn't tell because I had nothing near me as a point of reference.
Yeah.
So
I still,
Yeah.
when I'm looking at the Cerberus bridge set, I still see it at the angle that it was in season 6.
tilted.
Tilted.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I can't get the relative position
Oh.
out of my
Same.
head.
Yeah.
So
Is
I've
your
always
chair
looked at it
crooked?
as I've just always perceived it as still being the bridge windows leaning up at like 30-40 degrees.
Ah.
I just can't shake it. If I were standing there, it would probably be different. But and also the windows are at an angle too, so that doesn't help. So they're raked. Did they just put little TechCon stickers over the names of the monitor brands?
I was gonna say.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
They're clearly Earth monitor. Come on, paint them black, guys, or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they are just stickers.
Oh my
Yeah.
It looks like
so
those ones
funny.
that you print out from the
Right,
the label
for little label
makers. Do you think it
That's
was
your
a
budget
regifted
going the
label
extra
maker,
mile.
David?
Oh, definite. Or a de-gifter, yeah.
A regifter, de-gifter.
Great Seinfeld reference. Very good.
Decafet said, now I want a snack. You guys always make me hungry. Sorry.
I've got pizza in
Oh,
my fridge. You're welcome to
I haven't
it.
got. Ooh,
Yeah,
pizza.
go over there,
Leftover
get it.
pizza is the best.
Uh-huh.
It actually is.
This guy really does have a good race voice, like a good commentary voice. It's great.
I think the banter's
Yeah.
good. I think it works.
It is good. They actually have good they have a good on-screen chemistry. I think they
Mm.
actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think they might have known each other beforehand.
The actors? I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. Vancouver was a really small town at this point.
Mm. If I didn't already know that was Peter, I wouldn't have
No.
have recognized
I'm
his
not gonna lie.
voice
I
or his
cannot
face.
believe that is him.
Yeah.
Well, the nose brace is really hiding a lot of his physical characteristics.
Yeah.
The only real giveaway is his voice. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first time in Stargate history we've seen an example of an alien-human hybrid?
Oh, that I don't
In a
know,
species
but that
before?
kind of
Other
sounds
Other than like the Goa'uld, like
accurate.
noticeably physically different, like
Yeah. I
combining
guess so,
the
yeah, 'cause-
characteristics.
I mean, apart like the Nox are as close as I would imagine we've ever been.
Yeah, but a specific there was never a Nox human hybrid.
No.
I'm talking
no, you're
about you
right.
have an alien
They just
race,
looked
and then
close
you
enough
later
to
introduce
be
right,
human.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like
I think you're right.
Like hybrid breeding is a part of the story of a character. I think this is it.
Mm.
I like the gaming chairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Oh.
SG1 has a surprisingly good
They got good odds.
record of beating the odds.
They
I honestly
do.
still imagine Oma Dasala coming down and like that Nagara reactor's just about to blow and she just gives it a little stroke.
There you go.
He's always watching. I love that Teal'c's it just because like he didn't want to go do other things.
Hmm. I love I could have watched a full episode of just these two.
Mm.
Yeah.
I really could have. There's something special between Teal'c and Eamon. And I really would
I
have,
think so,
if
too.
they had gone on a little journey at this point, I would have followed it because
Yeah, road trip.
there's a banter. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
really funny.
Yeah, I agree.
And his cousin Murray.
The cousin
I
Murray,
hope you have
yeah.
the notes for that coming up here. So, hey, there he is. That's right. He's still a part of the series. That's right. I forgot.
Got it to work. They're so
Yeah.
cute.
I'm not sure if they were supposed to be at this so-called banquet or something that was cut from
Yeah, they
the
look like
final
they're in
version of
the.
this episode.
They look like they're in the hangar.
Yeah. I gotta go.
We're in the middle of a race. uh,
You know, I just can't imagine Stargate like existing now and watching like say the SG1 is still going and Rick is trying to use an iPhone.
yeah.
And I want him to
Aw.
I'd imagine him doing like that kind of thing, the awkward put his face right up to the
Yes.
camera. All the shenanigans that would come from that and him being like, Carter,
Yeah.
help. I
Also,
love it.
Sam suggesting the classic gravitational slingshot maneuver. You know, it was like we last saw it back in Tangent, and it didn't exactly go swimmingly for Tilk and Jack. So
I love how she's
it's sort
watching
of
the race
favorite Hail Mary. Yeah, she is.
at her
So,
desk. So who's this?
I believe it's Hillary Cooper.
That's
who's
right.
the wife of Robert C.
You finally got her on for a guest spot.
I love it. She does a good job. And the impressive TechCon headquarters we're seeing is actually the Palisades apartment complex in downtown Vancouver. And to maintain the alien world illusion, the crew tinted some of the windows and built temporary walls to cleverly hide any Earth-like surroundings.
Interesting.
And Jim Menard wanted to showcase the facility's spacious interior, but without hauling in tons of lighting equipment. So he experimented with Fuji Reeler film stock that worked beautifully with the mixed daylight and artificial lighting. And yeah.
I'd love to, talk with the people who kit bashed all these.
Yes.
They're kind of cool. I would love to have one.
I like that they had the keyboard that just, looked like the average English keyboard.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
right.
That
damn
throw
jar
that
laugh.
cement
Seriously.
It's like that awkward like a voicemail thing where
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like you just say your
Well,
name.
he
It's
does
like
say later that his it was all automated by his ship. So he's like that relative leaving like a voicemail.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh, really?
Yeah, it's automated.
Oh, that's funny. That's a QWERTY keyboard? Is it?
it looks like it. The bottom
Does
keys
it?
do.
Yeah.
The standard
yeah.
keys at the bottom, I think, are. I think they just slapped like 2 rows of keys on the top to make it look less QWERTY.
Less QWERTY. Here we go. So what's he going to be designing after this? If he's no longer going to be designing food disposal units, what do you think he's going to be?
The
don't
green
know
gun
what
thing the guy's
happens for
holding
him.
Yep.
looks like a green Wii remote.
Just the same ones from the previous episode. Here we go. My status is mind your own business.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh, okay.
See, his computer sent the distress. See, look, like the cables behind Warwick are moving.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Gimbaled.
Gimbaled.
Yeah, I guess I'll let you save my
Sam's
life.
used to like that really toxic masculinity being in the military.
Yeah, get that. Take that manly attitude and wipe it away. You don't need it. Just live. No offense to men. Not all men are like that.
You can't save someone who wants to be saved, who doesn't want to be saved.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you could try.
But I mean, these people got the right stuff. So, here we go.
I think that this episode is definitely Stargate's take on space opera, which is kind of hilariously fitting considering that Jarlath's ship literally looks like floating opera glasses.
I like that.
It's funny. That's right.
A lot.
It's not coming up. It's like a stubborn toddler.
He's right at the base of the stairs. I love that. We tried.
Don't be whiny.
Okay, fine.
He's like a toddler having a tantrum in the corner.
Yeah. So I think in uh David, your interview with Alex Zahara, he shared that his Unus performance was influenced by his friendship with Dion Johnstone. Sorry, not his Unus performance. This performance was influenced by his friendship with Dion Johnston, whose approach to the character he like deeply respected. And Alex reveals that the costume department had to construct the face mask for this appearance, resulting in what he jokingly described as a jowlier look. He thought it looked a bit more jowlier. And the costume itself was apparently extremely challenging. A 7 mm thick suit made of like heavy wetsuit material actually caused him to suffer from some serious overheating during filming. And despite the physical challenges, Alex said that he loved the experience and he particularly enjoyed scenes with Amanda. And I think you can really tell.
And the suit looks great.
Considered he considered her his favorite cast member to work with.
Oh.
Many say that.
Yes, they do.
Oh, here we go. We're going back to the thread that was in the previous episode about you've got humans are second-class citizens. Was that introduced in the previous show?
Previous episode?
Yeah.
I think slightly.
Not
fully.
Not straight up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now we are seeing that, there's the humans on this planet are basically considering themselves second-class citizens. So
I guess it's the opposite of the previous episode.
Well, I think the idea was that the Sarakan were the ones who wiped out the Goa'uld.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
So. Oh, this is a great line coming up here. That
His delivery
you're just a moron. Great. Here we go. Yeah. It's the Peter principle, I believe. Everyone rises to their own level of incompetence in an organization.
Yes.
And then gets stuck. I think that's the Peter principle.
I actually, I really like how, like, it's a decent amount of makeup, but he's still got quite a bit of control off his facial muscles. So it gives the.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really seeing.
It animates his expressions a lot more than some.
I'm seeing Patrick Curry there, and I'm not gonna lie, he's really hot. I'm really
more pieces to a mask, and you can really pull that off. You know, the smaller the strips there are, the more the articulation can come through.
Can I procreate with Eamon?
I think you may have to ask him first.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he'd be
Eamon in particular, you know, that cross species
you and
thing.
your lizard people.
Right, didn't even make the connection.
As well.
Yep.
So hot. See, look, David, you know me so well.
Oh, I tend to.
I mean, Nicole's not very shy in
nope, she's not
in communicating her preferences.
Yeah, it's a shame. My boyfriend has like quite a big nose, and fish don't really have noses. So I don't know what's going on there.
He doesn't have that big a nose.
Oh, it's pretty big.
Okay, this is a great scene. She is so wonderful.
She is.
Murray, that's him. Can you come inside now? No.
This permanent smile.
This is Rick. Like, this isn't Jack.
All the way through. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Daniel and Jack and their banter and the way Daniel's trying to fix it.
Stargate.
Michael's like Buttons phone. Oh, it's so
Oh.
good.
God.
Nice.
I like that Michael's just sitting there smiling while Rick does his thing. It's ridiculous.
Just go ahead, Rick. You do your thing. Oh, yes. Here we go. We humans have got to stick together.
To think this guy was in charge of the Pegasus for like 5 minutes. No, I say Pegasus. Sorry, the CAG for 5 minutes. He was the CAG for 5 minutes.
CAG in Galactica?
In Galactica.
When? Which episode?
When Apollo betrays his dad and then runs away with the president, he ends up putting that guy in charge of
I vaguely remember.
The racer?
Yeah, and puts him in charge. Makes him CAG for the day.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. He also got his neck torn out in the Vampire Diaries. I keep seeing him everywhere, and I'm always like that really tall, kind of hot guy. But in this episode, I'm like, nah, not for me. The hair's too big.
The visual effects in this episode are excellent.
Yeah, they
did a great job.
Now this is pod racing.
Yippee!
Oh god, I literally just watched a little. It was part of a crime podcast, but it wasn't a crime related episode. And it was about the guy that played Jar Jar Binks. So
no, watching that Evie was the crime.
Oh.
Ahmed Best.
Oh,
Ahmed Best. He gets too much crap thrown at him. He did a great job despite the circumstances.
He did exactly what he was told to do.
So
like,
Ahmed Best,
like
in
but
he got involved in a crime?
No, he didn't. He almost took his own life.
The actor
because
did?
of all of the backlash.
Oh my.
From Star Wars, yeah.
And then, he was obviously invited back into the franchise for The Mandalorian, and like he kind of had that was sort of like his redemption arc.
Oh, I didn't know he was in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he saves baby Grogu.
As a different character?
Baby Grogu.
Yeah.
Different character.
Oh, good.
He plays a
Okay.
Jedi Knight. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Very good. I haven't seen any of that yet.
I actually haven't either, but I know because I watched the short video.
Yeah.
I wish they would have like given the guns like a different color or something. They're not on a green planet, guys. Come on.
They kind of look like Mary Poppins' umbrella. Like isn't that green? It has that like bird on the top.
I'm so relaxed right now.
Well, I mean, we know they're not going to win.
This guy's really pulling off the blue and pink.
Yeah,
he's really rocking it. It's a nice color.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Oh no, Mr. Hagen.
Salmon color.
Oh, I'm sorry. Blue and salmon, navy and salmon.
I'm quoting Ross for people that don't know I'm doing that. Salmon color?
Your pink shirt. It's not pink, it's salmon.
Oh, come now.
Dear, oh dear, racism.
My goodness.
hurts.
Because you're a dum-dum.
You silly Billy.
Yeah, stinky poo face.
Okay, poo-poo heads. And win if you can. Here we go. He's so good in this.
Oh, he really is. His expressions are great.
He's so cute. I love him. I want to take him home and like have him meet my parents.
I don't know how the engines can
Punch
do this.
it. I
was gonna say that.
Give it all she's got, Captain.
You're expecting a bloody miracle.
Yeah. I can't change the laws of physics. Oh. At least there's no bomb at the finish line in this one.
Yeah. I mean, technically they got a bomb in the back, but I mean, it's
true.
not currently at that point. Mm-hmm.
That looks like candy.
Yeah, I want to eat it.
Yeah.
Mm.
It
Licorice.
looks like strawberry laces or licorice. Yeah.
You have red vines over there?
We do not. Or Twizzlers.
What do you have then? Just licorice? Is it the same?
Yeah.
Do you not have that?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
I think we have something similar, but I don't know what it's called. But it's kind of like, I guess, raspberry flavored licorice, but it's
Interesting.
got
We
nothing
have
to do with
licorice all
licorice.
sorts, but it's just like licorice with like some other crap slapped on it.
Oh, okay. So you do have a licorice. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't have like, other things of licorice. We just have like licorice all sorts, and I think that's about it.
All sorts? Licorice
Yeah, it's a
all
bag.
sorts?
It's a bag
They're
of
called-
all
Oh,
sorts of
interesting.
licorice.
Okay. Oh, here
We
we
have them
go.
too.
See, like, this is... I think we're, like, supposed to be like, oh, no, But I'm kind of just like,
I'm leaning back, still eating my candy.
Yeah. The ships are cool.
Yeah. No.
The next episode. By the next episode, he'd be an ally.
I actually went to school with someone called Lael.
Leal? Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. There's one
I
who's...
cannot believe that's Peter.
Yeah?
Honestly, it's so weird. Hurts my brain.
But it is. Broken nose, Peter.
Yeah. Still
Did too many
slightly
drugs,
high
Peter.
from his
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything like it. Oh, by the way, they've got Coke here. I know the guy.
Poor guy.
Oh,
That's
his
what he said
story-
himself.
His story was
Oh,
adorable.
so funny.
I
They've
love
got Coke
him.
here. I know the guy.
He's very humorous. He speaks very well. Okay, so Corso. So
Yes,
that's
there's a
a
connection there.
nod
Yep.
to Aiden Corso, the
Yep.
the antagonist from Forsaken.
So I guess his family is relatively
God,
well
I hate
off. Or
TechCon.
extended family. TechCon?
Yeah.
It's just screaming Amazon at me. It's just like, oh
That's
yeah, we'll
true,
just do
yeah.
everything for you.
Yeah.
From birth
See,
to
there's
death.
that familiar slant. in the
Yeah,
set
see, that's
that
what
we're
I'm
used
thinking.
to.
Yeah.
So, Sam's line in a second about kicking butt next year teases a sequel that unfortunately never materialized, or fortunately, depending on how you feel about this episode. So, Joe Malozzi noted that departure episodes like this one often divided the fan base,
Yes.
and some viewers embraced the lighthearted change of pace, while others preferred the show's standard formula. And he also observed that whatever criticism this episode received was relatively minor compared to the overwhelming negative reaction to Avenger 2.0, which many
really
fans
like that
consider
one.
one of the series' low points. I
I
actually
love
like
Avenger
both
2.0.
episodes.
You do, huh?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
both.
I
of
love
them.
Patrick
I think they're
McKenna,
fun.
but I'm just not thrilled with it. But yeah, Space Race.
We'll get there in a few weeks. So fan reactions to Space Race span the entire spectrum. So some bluntly questioned what inspired such an unusual departure, joking that the writers must have been using a TechCon manufactured substance.
Nah, somebody was out with Peter. Somebody was out with Peter.
Others suggested the episode had good intentions but fell short, and the harshest critics came from continuity-focused viewers who felt that it contradicted established universe principles about alien civilizations.
Like what?
I don't
Whatever,
know.
man.
Evie doesn't want to talk. The credits are ending.
That's Space Race. Go away now.